Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tender. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining us here. If you're new, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that Options Tender logo, and subscribe. Thanks for all being here. We're going to go through SPY, QQQ, IWM, DIA, all in the daily time frame, VIX, and towards the end, so make sure you stick around, Nvidia and Meta. We have two put trades on those, and I'll show you why we have an objective short on those. So if you're strapped for time, feel free to zoom over to the back end of the video. But I have I want to show a little bit more time on SPY so we can kind of see. I think we have enough evidence that we objectively have this reversal, and I want to start showing what points we're looking at for a bounce and our projection. Again, we show this on many of the videos, but we're going to continue to point out our path at which we want to see this market go. And we're narrowed down to two scenarios that may happen in the near future. Okay, so we have SPY on the daily time frame. Our highs back here, want to pay close attention to this consolidation area because that's where we broke out from, and we continued this breakout from that point. But you'll notice that we have some consolidation. We had some action, price action here at the top of that consolidation. So naturally, if and when this wedge breaks, that is where we're going to come back to. That is where I think we retest the breakout. But price may not stop at that point. We have the bottom of the consolidation, what just happens to be this zone right here, which is the prior top. Also, that standard deviation move right here at 459. That's a standard deviation move from the daily VPOC, the volume node here. So that's a standard deviation. We're clearly at least two standard deviations from that move. So this has been an extraordinary move, a blow off top. And we'll look at just a couple of the indicators here. We have our reversal setup. We have our MACD with negative divergence. We have our RSI continued with the negative divergence. 1, 2, 3 divergences. We're getting real tight, coiling up, and on these indicators, and I do think the breakdown is to the downside. We have our Williams %R also with these negative divergences, and we're making that cross back over. Let's see if we break down from this consolidations. Looking at the volume profile. Volume profile, that's what I was showing you. This is the large volume shelf where VPOC lives on the daily time frame. We had this going on. You see all these consolidation areas, a lot of volume traded in this area. And this is where we had our buy point when this whole move started. Did I think that this move would do this? No. Heck no. This was not in my projections. I had put up an expanded ending diagonal, but I just never dreamed of it going straight up that way. And it's because I didn't have my mind set on the momentum expanding. All right. Anyway, we had this low here right at the VPOC volume shelf and just exploded off of there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the expanding ending diagonal. This is our primary view. I posted this chart yesterday. I didn't have time to do a video, so we'll spend a second on here. We have A, B, C for A. I know this isn't labeled correctly in this ABC here. This one was over here because we had to make sure this expanded wedge wasn't a little bit more shallow. So we broke above it. So then we had to move it as our secondary situation where you could count this as an ABC here for one. Now, so this can expand it even further up. I'm going to show you exactly why we posted a top yesterday on YouTube and Twitter, and also mentioned it in the Discord. The options, guys, you come check it out, you guys. It's free. So we have our ABC for one. ABC 2, ABC for a larger expanded momentum 3, and the wave 4, again, larger than wave 2, expanding. The volatility is expanding. And finally, and this is the mind frame I did not have, not knowing that this was the megaphone, the expanding ending diagonal. This is a blow off top. That's what this pattern represents. And we surely had that blow off top. And here's the A, B, C for that. And guess what? We hit the top of this wedge. And that's perfect confluence with this 127.2. This is a lifetime. This is a beautiful setup. These setups do not happen very often. I would say months to years that you don't get these kinds of setups. This extension here is the move from the 2022 correction from the top to the bottom. It's measured. You see these lines here. That's the top. This is the bottom. And this extension is the 127.2 extension from that correction. Now, we're getting a reversal right off of that point. And guess what? I think this, if I did this correctly, this is 3.7. This was yesterday. Something tells me that it could be 1 day off or so, but for 3.8, because I do have on the other chart a confluence of time frames in the 3.8, which is today for the reversal. Either way, doesn't matter because you have to give it a day or two leeway anyway. But this is a top to top to top ratio. Okay, this works out beautifully. Beautiful time and price confluence. So what we're looking at is, let me get this volume shelf off of here. Sorry about that. Okay, so what we're looking at is having this price action reverse off of here. We have a time relationship out here as well. And I want to see price attack the top of this, where this consolidation is, and even possibly cross this section here. And there's a reason why, because the market's going to leave you hanging. We get an impulse move. We either get a bounce and head lower from here, which is our primary situation, or the bounce continues for new highs. Okay, and those new highs, our next target on this extension is a 560 area. So if you're bullish at this point, you get a low somewhere in this section here, you're looking for another high at the 560. So we'll have to monitor that. If we get a real big move and we get over the 62% retracement, we might go long and things like that. But so when we get there, we'll have to check it out. And that's a good point. Now hit that notification bell, because we do these videos often, especially when there's a breakdown, a change in the market, because these videos are done in sequence as kind of a story. Each day we're given this new information, and we want to provide what we think that information is telling us. So I think we have enough evidence to say this reversal is good. Now we're looking for a nice tradable swing to the downside, whether you're bullish or bearish. A nice tradable move. So we're going to retest the highs. That's where this blue line is. Retest the highs from the way back here, 2021 into 22. If we break down from the highs, then we want to see this high broken, and then we have this ending diagonal, and this is going to be a busy chart. Okay, we have a lot of time frames on here, so please just look through this. But this is an A, B, C for a 1, ABC for a 2, and this extension was a wave 3. And look how this price action moves to the downside. We're looking, as this is an ending diagonal situation, to cross over that top for a wave 4. That'd be real typical. And then the movement here up to that 560 area would be our target on the bullish side of things, where wave 5 would end up here. And the reason why I keep these clusters on is because, and really we can take a look at this for today, getting the reversal too. So here's the cluster that we had. We had the Tuesday and the, oh no, it's the 7th. So we have a cluster of the 7th and the 8th, and also on Tuesday for the low here. So this is our reversal zone. And then going over to the weekend, we have the 12 here. But I'll start to erase these as we get past there. I just need to show it for the video that we're looking for a possible top in this region. Okay, in this time frame, which on the daily time frame is very important. Also with price at the 127.2 rejecting off of there. Don't mind this zero. I have to adjust this to being the top now up here, so we have our retracements in the proper spot. So, okay, that's pretty much all I want to show on SPY. Now we can move a little bit quicker. We're going to stay in the daily time frame. I don't think there's much to show on the 65 because we're just now getting our impulse to the downside. So not a whole lot. We got the Qs down 0.75%. Wow, they were up over 1%, I believe, earlier. So same thing. Had this huge consolidation area. The previous top broke the top, came back to check it, and price continued to the upside from there. Now I think this is what we do. We come back, we test it again. We have a trend line as well. Break the trend line. That's a really good sell signal. And by the way, we have not broken these wedges on the these larger wedges yet. So that will be another sell signal if and when we do that. I have to say if and when, because you never know what's going to happen with the market. So I think the top is important here because of this trend line. Other than that, may get a bounce from the bottom at this point here and then back test that trend line as well. So there's a couple scenarios that could happen there, but this will be an important area to check out. IWM, I drew another trend line here. It doesn't matter how you drew it. I had this one already. Either way, we had price action break above with the data today and is now fake break, just reversing off of these levels once again. So, you know, this clearly still in a bullish state, but we're getting a nice reversal candle. We just need to see follow through on Monday into next week. And also these weekly candles, which I'll show on the weekend. If we continue to head down today on SPY and QQQ, and the weekly time frames are going to have a nice big reversal candle as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. DIA. This wedge, we already broke down from the wedge, and we're just back testing. So we're looking for a continuation to the downside here on DIA. Real simple. SMH. Let's go to the daily time frame. SMH, you see we had this trend line here. And clearly we had reactions off of it. I thought this was a top. We had a blow off here, and we're back testing to see if we hold above there. We break down underneath this trend line, and that's a fake break. You just had a throw over, as they call it. So we'll see. We're right at that. It might close the day on there, and then you can expect either a breakdown or a hold above it going into next week. The VIX. Okay, we'll check out VIX, and we'll go to Nvidia and Meta, and I think that's where we'll end it for today, just so you can possibly get, I think these trades are still good at this point. So we have VIX really stepping up, higher highs, higher lows, and really looking strong. You know, holding this trend line down low here, and now I do believe the higher lows are going to start to extend And this is a very shallow trend line. So I think that the trend lines are going to start to build to the upside. I think this is looking good. We're right at the 200-day moving average. Testing it, get above it. We're holding above that 8. We held it today and the 20. We're over the 50. Start breaking that 200 to the upside, and I think we're off to the races. I know that we had rejection off of here. It just wasn't a sustainable move. But this one looks really good to higher lows. Very constructive. Back tested this whole consolidation area, this box, and it's holding this area now and looking strong. That's not good for the market. All right, we'll start with NVIDIA. We went short on NVIDIA yesterday and the day before, actually. So because of the area that the SMH was at, so again, we're having this throw over here. You see the trend line. We have a big wedge. We're at the top of the wedge. This price action came right to the top of this trend line here, rejected off of it, and now is making a fake break. If we close underneath there, then surely the SMH and the market cues are going to reverse off of there. So looking good on the puts on the short side. And we'll see. We'll probably have to come over here and test this really pretty quickly after getting a fake break. I think this move will be pretty sustainable to the downside. Huge moves in NVIDIA, huge, and it won't take a whole lot for this thing to trend downwards and clear out a lot of this movement in a quick manner. We already lost probably nearly 100 points today. We were up. NVIDIA was up to about 975 or so, 980. Big move, huge move. That's a bearish engulfing candle if you want to talk about the pattern, but you need follow through. After this, you might get a harami, some sort of bounce. That's possible. And then, a continuation, but this thing could get pretty relentless to the downside as a gamma flip. And so we're short NVIDIA. And today we put on another Meta trade. Okay, massive wedge. Here's the top of the wedge. From this top to that top, we're reversing off of this pivot. Yesterday saw this, today remembered, and so we went short here. Started to get the reversal again. Again, I put that trade in the options, guys, of the Discord. So if you want some of those trades. Now, clearly, we're still in a bullish state, but we've been looking for a reversal. So I like catching reversals. If you want to wait till you get underneath the 8 EMA, more conservative play, that's how you trade. I like to hit reversals. I've been stopped out several times on this name. And so I'm looking for a nice move at minimum to retest this 50-day moving average. And at that point, maybe that's where the market gets its bounce. Okay? Maybe at that point, that's where the market starts. But we have so many gaps to fill. And I think clearly this is going to be the first one to fill. And I think that's going to happen sooner than later. So with a nice reversal here in the market, this is going to be a big play. The AI plays. This has been relentless for months and months. As a matter of fact, just before 2023 started, October of 2022, there was been only one down month, I believe, in this entire move for over a year. So there you go. That's what we have. I want to get this video out. Thanks for joining us. We're looking real bearish on the market. I think we have enough evidence to say that this reversal has commenced. Now, don't get caught on the wrong side of the chart. We've been looking at that for a long time. This reversal, we have our negative divergence on the RSI and the MACD, and a breakdown with the negative divergence on the Williams %R. That's our trade setup. Thanks for joining us here at Options Center. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you this weekend.